Zero should be able to get the push, but the Jace response from Kana into the Kennen. So we're getting a little bit more of an interesting matchup on the top side of the map this time around. No tank v tank. The Kennen versus the Jace matchup can definitely...
And because of that, SK were able to punish. Did have to use all their sums to do so, including that Ignite earlier for the cleanse. Isma's going to trade him onto Closer. Doesn't quite get the second half of the Winter's Wrath, but will get the Permafrost. Kana starting to collapse here. Goes through the acceleration gate. Isma dashes back towards Irrelevant. Niski's the first to move from mid, but Vladdy's on his way as well. Kana trading with Irrelevant, who has to flash away, and Kana takes the kill. Isma could look for him. No flash now on that. Jason Niski flashes forward for it. The gasoline gun rat-a-tat-tatting into the back of Kana in the end. Even though the phosphorus bomb misses, Kana will fall to Niski.
So nicely done.
As well.
Also important to recognize that they did take different paths through the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
But I think that the big thing is when we look at the rest of this team, we talked about this before yesterday, Dag, that the Strut just gives you so much value when it comes to roaming from lane to lane. He's going to make his way back towards bot as the Grubs are secured.
Not really pushed in too quickly either, although Irrelevant can rectify that situation. Only the second time we've seen Irrelevant skipping boots to go straight for the Nash's Tooth. Just went ring straight into the Tooth. TP into the top lane by Kana, but Karmine Corp are going to be able to secure 4 Grubs here unless something untoward happens. They get 3, they get 4. Can Closer get out?
And that's where SK just using that thread the MF made, are able to lean into sides here, set up the Dragon, and are very likely going to do a similar story here to try and look for the Rift Herald, but now Kana trying to use those 4 Grubs.
Oh, Slicing Master coming out from Irrelevant. More to clear the wave than anything, I thought! Kana, I think, realizing there was a TP.
Resist definitely came back to bite him a little bit. Couldn't get the knock away from the ultimate because he was CC'd for so long as well, and ends up falling down. So, nice job from SK to get that kill, but KC have to respond on the opposite side because they saw the TP from Niski top end.
Yeah, and good cross map from KC. They get first tower, 600 gold. They steal away a red buff. Yes, you lose a kill and go back behind the Razor Beaks. The Rift Tower charges in, and although it doesn't take the tower, a single love towers off this push should be answered by Vladdy in the top side with one of Karmine Corp's.
All other towers being down for SK is pretty nice though, because Rahel has never been to bot side and cleared all the vision the Luan just put through, so Karmine Corp actually in a decent position to try and go for this.
TP behind. Kana's up towards the top side. Magnastorm, Closer getting pulled back. Trying to get away, but the Nature's Grasp will only save him for a second. Twisted advance forward, still he falls. Irrelevant goes in with the Slicing Maelstrom, upset with the Cleanse immediately. Irrelevant able to survive. Closer in the end, takes him with the Leandries, but Targamas pays for it with his life. SK find 2, Vladdy and up.
Right, you end up trading 2 for 1, 1 for 1. Yeah, and you end up securing the Dragon.
Connect, Isma dashing across the wall. Glacial Prism will get the slow. Kana still has Flash here. Isma stepping further forward. Flashes away, the TP behind now. There's the quickness in by Targamas, but he's stunned before he can get to Niski, and the Magnastorm comes down. Closer down to half HP. Luan just surviving. Rahel trying to put the damage down from across the wall as well as Irrelevant will join the fray. Vladdy dashes in, gets the flash out as well, but immediately delivers the Slicing Maelstrom to his backline. Upset and Closer. The last 2 stands dashes, no Warmogs yet for him, so won't be able to heal up too much. Has that Gleaming Quill for a little bit. Glacial Prison connects onto Upset, who has the cleanse back up. Closer goes in with the Twisted Advance, but he falls first. Irrelevant gets him. And the Hextech Rocket Belt's going to get in here. This feels risky. Control Ward in the pit. Karmine Corp group up as 5. Niski takes a chunk. Irrelevant still looking for that flank position, but Targamas marking him well. Closer sitting on that blast cone, the Baron sitting on 2,000. It begins to reset as SK look for the engagement. Targamas with a good knockup. The Baron's going to be taken by Karmine Corp. Kana might fall for it alongside Targamas, but KC have pulled off the heist of the century. Take a Baron for the cost of your top and support. You take that any day.
SK left the Baron way too low, and now SK will try and get something back, but that was a massive blunder. KC just go over the wall. Sure, they get mid-tower, but if KC control...
The SK still have control over the map. We turn our attention to Vladdy, who turned his attention towards top. He's going to try and push.
Send in a bit of a Hail Mary play to see if they could get the tier 2 tower, but now has to reset and is just down at TP, so will be the last outer turret going down.
As the game goes on. They are trying to control this top side of the map. Closer the one caught, no flash on him, remember. Burnt it in that bot lane play. And the bullet time alongside Niski's rock. Can't quite see it on the current view. Irrelevant looking for the flank. There's the Nature's Grasp. Luan will tank. True Shot Barrage coming out. Luan on the front line. Magnastorm locks up Targamas, and he can't get on the back line at all. The Drake secured by Closer, but how much might Karmine Corp lose? The Slicing Maelstrom Vladdy slides him away, and Irrelevant's low, so is Luan and Isma. Rahel now has to play in a 1v3. Kana chasing forward, Upset doing the same. It's 2 more. Vladdy with a beautiful slide and glide in allows Karmine Corp away back in the fight, and Upset's dashing forward.
Massive teamfight win, completely swinging the momentum.
Is that the game?
A lot of the burst is gone. I mean, those death timers are relatively long with 3 of the carries still alive. KC gonna look to try.
Isma needs to clear the wave, but it's so difficult with bodies in the way. Can he get onto it? He's trying desperately to get to them.
Niski up at 13. Isma distracts for a moment, but it might not be enough time. Karmine Corp begin to rip through the Nexus towers, and a flick of a switch for KC as they go 1-0 up in the series.
Just like that, a game that felt so firmly in the grasp of SK.
Enough engage. You don't need to all in on more engage. And Rakan is good because it's a mix of, you know, the champion is so versatile and flexible that they can give you more oomph on your engage or assist to the disengage with the disengage duty over here.
I mean, that's
Oh,
Isma,
the timing.
yeah, Isma might just wait for the back. Targamas going in, immediately engaged onto Upset. The cleanse away. Has used the flash as well, but the ignite is still ticking. Closer keeps Isma at bay, but there's the permafrost stun. Upset CC'd up with the slow as well, but they just can't get close enough to put the damage down. Rahel flashes for first blood. Targamas almost following Rahel, tanks another tower shot. Niski sneaking behind the back here. Vladdy has TP, might have to invest it to save his bot lane, but Niski with the grasping maw finds one. Targamas almost follows, but able to heal himself back up with a gleaming quill. TP invested by Vladdy.
Fair enough. Dragon going to be secured there for SK. Grubs are up. Honestly surprised to not see that being the bigger objective.
Well, so you always have the support for Isma here from your solo laners, which makes it very tough for Closer getting in here. Might try and just steal away one and then hop out, but doesn't have the flash, so has to be careful.
Targamas dashing away with the battle dance there to make sure that he didn't get caught by the shattering strike. Rahel already level 6 though, so always has the added threat of the true shot barrage or just the wave clear of it. Can join a fight on the top side with it. If something does a big in, but SK getting both the neutral objectives to start us off.
Push through onto this bottom side, contested red.
Kana calls the Forge God, flashes away because otherwise Irrelevant could have stunned him immediately. Still they look for the dive, permafrost down on him. Isma tanking the tower well, and SK
In a position, honestly, to contest Boy Grubs after this as well, just with how quickly they've taken it. You can even see Irrelevant just poking his minutes into the game, and you already have 2 dragons alongside that. We were saying SK want to set up for a strong mid-game. Well, we're kind of going back to what was old League of Legends of, hey, you know, in the next 10 minutes, you're going to have a potential soul up for SK right as you're hitting those second items, and this is perfect for SK, so great control from SK in these early stages and keeping KC in check. You know, the Severing Bolt from Niski, the ult from Rahel over the top, and Kana.
Oh, fear misses, but Kana even trying to clear out the wave, doesn't get all of the minions. His tower falls, spiraling despair down on him, but he's still tanky enough to survive. Vladdy going in, Niski on the wrong side of the wall, but perhaps it's Vladdy who's being caught as the seismic shove doesn't hit. Niski flashes away from it. Irrelevant chasing Kana down. Vladdy's already gonna go down. Upset takes a kill though. Irrelevant's able to get one in response as Kana falls. Upset flashing forward, misses the zap, but should still be able to kill off Isma. Can he get excited enough to dodge away from this? Luon goes in with a Magnet Storm, and Upset is left to the Wolves. SK find 3.
That's where it fell apart for KC, and SK then, with those numbers coming through, were able to carry the fight over.
Also, Targamas can back it up. Irrelevant's going to be the one charging in. So, takes a chunk. Vladdy jumping away. Glacial Prison hits onto Upset, who uses the cleanse.
A lot more disciplined and allowing KC any opportunities to fight back.
What do you do if you're KC in this sort of position? It's easy to say, you know, scale. Get the Jinx to 2-3 items, perhaps. You can become powerful. Closer looking for that flank. Rahel is still on the mid wave. True Shot Barrage comes out. Closer's going to be spotted. Jumps onto Niski. Call of the Fortune coming down as well as Kana looks for the CC. Niski flashes away, but Rahel joins the fray. Closer's already down, and although Karmine Corp found a flank, they immediately lose their jungler.
That was a nice attempt from Closer, but Vladdy was just a little bit too far away.
It's a great representation of how difficult these fights are going to become for KC. Is the idea there is good, maybe find an initial pick, but it's very difficult for Upset to follow up. Kana on the front line is in that previous
Bring back a couple of the minions, but can't catch the cannon, so that will continue to wrestle away on this tower. Rahel tanks a couple of shots. Irrelevant in the mid lane. Pushed out bot now mid, gets the tier 2. Karmine Corp start to react to it, and we'll forfeit a tier 2 in the top lane as well.
As you would expect, KC kind of retreating back to their last line of defense. Irrelevant makes his way back towards bot. And they're just looking for a mistake from SK to come through. You know that SK, though, is so aware after what happened in game 1. They don't want to make
Rest
that
of his team, and because Karmine Corp had to invest in that top side, they lose their mid lane inhib. Targamas going in with the quickness, but a Magnet Storm of Element flashes the wall, and it's all done. It's all over, but the Nexus falling. Upset tries to get away, but he can't escape Rahel. SK wipe away a Karmine Corp. The inhibitor in the mid lane will fall shortly after the fight. The Nexus will fall shortly after that, and we're going to game 3.
SK cleanly wipe off game 1 and say, no lads, we're not going over easy. Immediately bouncing back
On towards your backline. Similar things can happen with the Threshold, but there's the Ezreal that we talked about, so no surprises.
Carries, man.
4 AD carries in the game. Once again, should just count our lucky stars. We don't have 6. Could have had a smolder top or something. TP in by Nisqy towards the bot lane here, maybe forcing Targamas closer and upset a little bit further back. You can see Vladdy TP towards mid. The engage goes down. Targa with a double knockup, but he's the first to fall. Luon able to escape behind the back of Nisqy. The Dragon does reset.
too low, but I mean, that's going to be, like, you're very happy with that as SK. Getting 1 out of this situation is huge.
starting to build on the top side of the map. Ultimately, Irrelevant is going to be struggling in this matchup. Kana's doing a good job.
Presence in mid lane either. Vladdy had already got that push, Kana top, so it would have been a very difficult take.
X-Flash,
might
Zenith
catch
Blade.
closer.
Closer still has the flash hit. It hits level 6. Glacial Prison leveled up, but not enough to buy him some time to get away from Luon. Targamas to find that flank position.
On the upside though, Luon is opened up to go for Kana, and Isma's here, closer to cover.
Irrelevant just wants to back away from this one. Pops the Domina, still tanking the tower, even with the True Shot Barrage. Kana falls. Irrelevant able to slice his way out of the play. SK invested a lot into killing Kana, and because they had blinking...
They choose to abandon it. It's fine. They instead focus their attention towards the top tower. Plates are still available.
Irrelevant going to burn everything to just try and clear out the wave, but there's so many people here from KC.
Targamas goes in, has that Unbreakable Will. Irrelevant still has the Ruthless Predator stun, but he hasn't had a chance to use it. Karmine Corp execute the dive, and
Nisqy securing this bot tower, albeit slower than what we're seeing on the top side of the map. But TP, is this risky?
Nature's Grasp. Isma looks for the dive immediately. Kana goes in. Twisted Advance going forward as well. Isma tanking for days, but not for long enough. One more shot would have killed him.
Herald gets secured by Isma.
Just see KC trading towers on the opposite side of the map, but with Rift Herald in tow, bit of a win for SK. Would love to try and use that in mid lane, especially when he's opted into the teleport. And if you get into close range against a lot of SK, you are in the danger zone and already feeling that hurt as he has to burn his flash. Might get caught again!
Nisqy has to flash away. The Solar Flare going immediately onto Vladdy. Nisqy gets the kill. Luon not back though, and he's going to be sacrificed underneath this tower. Kana coming in from the side. Nisqy has no way out of this, nor does Isma. 2 more kills over to Karmine Corp. An absolute field day.
No Warmogs completed for anyone just yet, so Poke's going to stick.
The engage immediately. Isma falls low, able to survive with the Twisted Advance forward, but there he's down. Closer goes down in response. Luon the next to fall. It's a double so far for upset. The dive in though by Irrelevant is beautiful. Ruthless Predator with the stun. But now Vladdy, the second AD carry. Why not have 2? And Vladdy gets 2 to boot. It's tumbling down. Humpty Dumpty had a fall off on once, and we've never heard the end of it. As Kana trades with Irrelevant, Rahel jumps in, and Kana's overextended. Rahel finds him.
Here's SK, continue to just look for the poke, and that's all they're doing, just keeping people interested on this top side as Rahel is able to solo out the Dragon.
That's so point.
Now he can start to drift across, but he does have to be a little careful with how aggressive he goes here.
Nisqy going forward, Glacial Prism finds him in the column. Puts him in the dirt. Isma with the Nature's Grasp buys himself a second. Irrelevant TP'd in here. Will be spotted. He's on a control ward.
Huge mistake. I can't believe he would ever consider face checking that. There's no need for him to go anywhere near that brush. KC now going to finally secure this tower. I wonder if they'll threaten the Baron. They got the TP out from Irrelevant.
Well, please don't. Please don't get us on that one.
Right, on mid though. Look at closer.
Goes in, only hits Isma, but Isma bursts down. Even with the Twisted Advance, he's still already down. The stun landing on Irrelevant as well as Rahel has to kill him instinct across the fight. Karmine Corp already found 2, it's 3! The AD carries remain standing.
Be secured for KC, and they take firm control over game 3.
There's nothing that SK could do. Isma gets caught on the map. They could try and spread it out, but when you've already see at the moment SK trying to deal with that mid wave, they're just going to completely barrel down through this bottom side.
Or as possible to get towards the tier 2s with this Baron buff. The Drake secured, it's the second of the game. Glacial Prison going out, Irrelevant looking for that flank position. Kana a long way back. Solar Flare. Hoser caught up in the Nature's Grasp, but nothing really connecting from SK. You have to remember the changes Karmine Corp made coming into summer as well. Carter, Closer, Vladdy all joining the team. Now they're the ones helping carry them perhaps to top 4. Targamas down to about a third HP. A Shock Blast hits 4, and everyone falls down to half HP.
Tower's going to drop. SK don't have the... Right now it's KC who are controlling the narrative of this game. Flash in.
Hoser looking for Niski, who flashes away himself. The culling's still there, and Targamas with a 3-man knock-up. Niski low. Immediately, though, Karmine Corp being re-engaged on Targamas, falling lower and lower. Upset on the backline. Rahel going for him. Rahel will fall. 4v3 now, as Niski has to be the one to do it all. Irrelevant manages to find one. It's 3v2. Vladdy dashing away from the Renekton. Closer there on the front line still. Niski trying to get in from the side, but Karmine Corp have found 4. Niski jump forward. Niski jumps to his death. Karmine Corp bury him with the rest of their team, and they can see the match next week against BDS in their sights.
Rahel couldn't do it. Irrelevant couldn't do it. Niski could not do it. But now the question rises, can Karmine Corp do it? How high can this team rise?
Can Luon delay them long enough? 8 seconds on Isma. The first Nexus tower has fallen. The second will follow shortly after. And the blue wall is growing ever taller. Les Bleus, Karmine Corp are going